as the sun slowly begins to rise. The sky in the east glows red. Harvey awakes from his dreams. He sits up on the end of his bed to gather his thoughts, knowing it's taken him a long time to recover. Feeling good, he steps towards the light shining through the window of the nest. Harvey hears the echoes of voices he knows too well. As Harvey opens his squinting eyes, he looks out to a brand new world. Bushes with berries, trees with fruit, waiting to fall to the ground. Then, after all this time, with clear eyes, Harvey spots Ginger. She stood in the bottom of a moss valley, with Will and Dave, who both give the thumbs up as Harvey waves from the window. Excited and confused, Harvey watches Ginger hug Will and Dave before they both fade away into the undergrowth. When Ginger finally stops waving goodbye, she turns and walks towards Harvey at the nest. She looks up and shouts, "Morning, sleepyhead. Mind if I come in?" Ginger makes her way up into the den. As she enters, Harvey is sat on the end of his bed. "Hello, Ginger." "Hi, Harvey. Long time no see. You feeling better?" "Oh, much, thank you, much. It's great to see you. Where am I? What's going on?" "Slow down, Harvey. One question at a time." Harvey stands up from his bed, and the two mice embrace in a big warm hug. Ginger looks at Harvey in the eyes and tells him to sit down so she can tell him the answers to most of his questions. They sit on the bed together, and Ginger tells him a story. "You comfy? Then I'll begin. 3 days have passed, Harvey, since you fell unconscious. You guys managed to free all them captive mice that night. You played your part. I've got to tell you, I'm sorry. Not everyone made it out. The surge of the rats after the flood was too much for Chester. 2 of his loyal hens lost their lives in the battle. Dan and Dave made it out, thanks to some sharp shooting from the cottage man. Dan's gone on his travels. And Dave, well, he came back and hooked up with an old flame. He's happy, he's moving on. He's getting ready for winter hibernation. Will the wood mouse, well, he now lives in the spinney, not too far from here, with his new wife who is expecting pups. I'm so sorry, Harvey, I left you that day. I saw my chance, so I took it. I escaped through a small hole in the brickwork. Not being watched, I found myself back in the same field where we came from. I ran as fast as I could back to where we left the owl. He was still there, but in a bad way. Time passed, and I helped him recover. We became friends, and a bond developed between us. But I'm not going to lie to you, when the owl regained his strength, I woke one morning and he was stood over me, with his big eyes and his beak. And truth to be told, I did wet myself at that point. But instead of eating me, he said to me, "Thank you for all you have done for me, little Ginger. Now I must help you. Save your friend. I've heard the stories you've been telling me. But first, I think you should meet some of my friends. Climb on my back and let's go for a fly. Trust me, everything's going to be quite all right." So, I wiped my tired eyes and got to my feet and climbed on. It was a surreal moment, Harvey. In the air, looking over them fields, on the back of the owl. I had all my trust in him. After a few minutes, he told me to hold tight. We're going to land. He swooped down, he spread his wings and put his legs out, and then clamped onto the branch at the top of a tree. I climbed off his back, and I sat on the branch next to him. Oh, filling his chest with air. He then let out a loud wooing sound, which echoed through the trees and travelled into the breeze, deep into the woodland. "Don't be afraid, my friend. You're about to meet a group of animals who have been rescued or saved by different species of their own. All very like-minded with how ways of life should be in the wild. Each with unique skills of their own." My mind was racing, Harvey. I was sat up there in the treetops, and then the leaves rustled in front of me. I was so scared.
Ginger, do not be alarmed. I'd like you to meet KP. KP is a grey squirrel. He was born very close to human gardens, with acrobatic climbing moves passed down from generations of squirrels. As time passed, human feeders turned into traps. The traps have become more efficient, and the grey squirrel is now on the pest list, which means he has a target on his back. Squirrel obstacle courses became more easier to obtain food. Humans changed the rules for them. KP was trapped, and he awaited his fate.
I was just about to ask about the fate of KP when two figures appeared on a log in front of us. Yo, bro, check this, man. Old Wise One's up there spinning them yarns about us again, ain't it, man? Check him, man. He is. Yo, Old Wise One, man. Make him sound good this time, innit?
They're not yarns. I only speak of the truth. Ginger, I'd like you to meet Wesley and Chesney. These two think they're brothers, but that's a long story, and we'll get to that later. A pair of wise guys they are. Never underestimate their sneakiness. They'll put up a good fight against almost anything. Fearless they are. Have a good heart. They saved KP that day from the garden trap. Definitely from certain death.
Whoa, Harvey, I couldn't believe what was going on. A knock from the trees on the other side, and Wes and Ched start rolling around on the floor laughing. Knock, come in. It's who's there, you bollock?
It's every time you two. Don't this joke get old?
Hello, old friend. Ginger, meet Roger. Roger, meet Ginger. Roger specialises in woodland animal calls and sounds. He's a code maker and breaker. Very stealth.
What do you mean, man? He's always banging his head on trees, isn't it?
Too true. It's Morse code. Moron. It's good to see you as well, old pal. High and low, we've searched for you. Picky Sparrow said you got hit by a car and dragged away by giant rats.
That could have happened, my old friend, if it wasn't for Ginger. This little mouse sat next to me right now.
The owl then told the story to the other woodland creatures, Harvey, about what we did and how we saved him. Because of what we did together, this group of animals took me in. They trained me. Skills you can't imagine. It didn't take long, Harvey, for these animals to make a plan for your rescue. A special bug unit was sent. They infiltrated every crevice of the cottage outbuildings, and they soon discovered you and your friend's plan. But it seems, Harvey, once again, you had to be the hero, and you didn't stick to the plan, did you? No, you were meant to leave with Will, but you didn't. Will managed to get all the other mice back to the refugee area we'd set up, with food and water. And when you didn't show, I asked Will where you were, and he said you went to face the boss rat. I came as quick as I could, Harvey.
Thank you, Ginger. You saved my life. I don't know where I'd be right now if it weren't for you. Matter of fact, where am I? What is this place? It's brilliant.
This is our new home for now, Harvey. Welcome to Moss Valley.